Hey there, and welcome back to Happy Latchers. My name's Brittany. I'm a certified breastfeeding counselor and a stay-at-home mom of 2 with another on the way. I'm so glad you're here today. This video is part of my free breastfeeding course playlist. You're gonna want to check that out so that I can empower you through your breastfeeding journey from beginning to end. Today we're diving into something so important that every nursing mom needs to know. We're going over breastfeeding positions and how to get a good latch. I've got tons of tools and resources in the description box below, so you're gonna want to check that out, and I know you want to get into it, so let's get into the video. Before we jump into positions, let's start with talking about getting yourself set up for success. Breastfeeding sessions can last anywhere from 5 to 45 minutes, so comfort is going to be key here. Here are a few things to have on hand. First up is pillows. Whether it's a special breastfeeding pillow or you're just using regular pillows, surrounding yourself with comfort and pillows are going to save your back, your shoulders, your wrists while breastfeeding. Burp cloths, believe me, you're gonna want to have these on hands for all the spit up and dribbles that happen while breastfeeding. Number 3 is going to be water and snacks. Breastfeeding will make you very hungry and very thirsty, so having those on hands will be a lifesaver. And number 4, a calming environment. Try and keep your phone silenced or your phone light on dim. Keep the lights dim. If you have other kids, try to keep them busy with other activities. It will be essential to help you and your baby remain relaxed during the sessions. Now that we have all that covered, let's move on to positions. First up, we have the cradle hold. It's the most common and can work for any baby of any age. Here's how you do it. You're gonna hold your baby in the arm of the same side as the breast they'll feed from. You're gonna rest your baby's head in the bend of your elbow facing your breast. You're gonna use the other hand to support your breast from underneath in the U shape or C shape. And then you're gonna bring your baby's mouth to your nipple, keeping their head and body aligned, no twisting. This position is great for moms who feel comfortable guiding their baby to latch, or maybe their baby's a little bit older and has good neck control. Just make sure you try to avoid leaning forward. Baby should always be coming to you. Next up, we have a variation of this called the cross cradle hold. This is a great position for newborns or babies that are having difficulty latching because it gives you as the mother a little bit more control over their head and neck. Here's how it works. Hold your baby with the arm opposite the breast you're feeding from. For example, use your left arm for your right breast. Support the back of your baby's head with your hand. Use the other hand to support your breast and guide your baby's mouth to your nipple. The key here is to bring baby to you. Don't hunch or strain yourself. This position is perfect when you're practicing to get that good latch. Now let's talk about the laid back nursing, also called the biological nursing. This one's also great for newborns, and it's also great if you as the mom have a really strong letdown. Here's what you do. Recline on a comfortable surface supported by pillows. Lay your baby tummy to tummy with you, just below or just above your breast, and let your baby's natural instincts guide them to your nipple. You can gently support their head if needed. This position is also amazing for that skin-to-skin contact, which not only regulates your baby's body temperature, but also helps you maintain milk supply. Next, let's talk about the sideline position, which is going to be a lifesaver in the middle of the night or anytime you just need a little extra rest. Here's how to do it. Lie on your side with a pillow supporting your head and back. Place your baby facing you to tummy and use your hand to guide your nipple to your baby's mouth and help them latch. Once your baby's latched, you can just relax and focus on the feed. Just remember, if you're practicing this at night, return your baby back to their own safe space and follow safe sleep guidelines. Next, we have the football hold, also known as the clutch hold. This is great if you've had a C-section, if you're nursing twins, or if you are a busty mama. Here's how it works. Hold your baby beside you with their legs tucked under your arm like a football. Support their head with your hand and their back with your forearm. Use your other hand to support your breast and guide your baby to latch. This way the baby stays off your abdomen, which is why it makes a great option for if you have a C-section. And for my twin mamas, you can use this football hold to nurse both babies at the same time, one on each breast. Position one baby on each side with their bodies resting on pillows and their heads supported by your hands. It takes a bit of practice, but pillows are your best friend here. Now let's talk about getting a good latch. A good latch is going to be the foundation of successful breastfeeding. Why is that? Because if your baby's latched correctly, 1, they'll be able to efficiently remove milk, maintaining your milk supply. 2 is you'll experience significantly less pain, which is going to boost your overall experience and positivity during your breastfeeding journey. And 3, your baby gets the nutrients they need to thrive and be the best baby they can be. So how do you know if your baby's even latched correctly? Here are some signs that you have a good latch. 1, a really wide mouth. The baby's mouth should be covering most of the areola and not just the nipple. 2, they have their lips flanged out. Their lips should be flanged out like a fish. The bottom lip should not be tucked in. The top lip should not be tucked in. Both lips should be flanged out like a little fishy. No clicking sounds. If you hear a, that means the baby is not having a proper suction, and that's what's causing those clicking noises. And 4, it should be comfortable to you. Breastfeeding shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, there might be a problem with the latch. If you suspect there might be a problem with the latch, take a clean finger and just run it in the inside of their mouth to break the suction and try and relatch so that breastfeeding can be comfortable for you. Here are some practical tips to get a good latch no matter what position you're using. Number 1 is going to be to align your baby. Make sure your baby's ear, shoulder, and hip are in a straight line. This keeps their head in a neutral position, which makes it significantly easier for them to swallow. 2, wait for that wide mouth. You can encourage a wide mouth by taking your nipple and either tickling the tip of their nose or their upper lip, and they will instinctually open their mouth really wide, and that's when you're going to want to guide them over to the nipple to get a really good latch. Number 3 is to support your breasts. Use a C-hold or a U-hold, especially if you're larger or a bustier mama, to help your baby latch onto the breast. 4, when you break the latch, you're going to want to break the latch gently. Like I mentioned, if the latch doesn't seem right, take your finger and just slowly put it into their mouth to break suction and remove them off the nipple to relatch. Number 5, make sure you're intervening when they're actually hungry. Understand your baby's hunger cues and start nursing before they get to the point where they're crying and overly hungry. When they are crying and overly hungry, they are past the point of just experiencing that initial hunger. And when that happens, it's significantly harder to get the baby to latch, and they might associate crying and nursing together because you are trying to force the breast on them when they're already crying and upset. And 6 is to seek help early. If you are struggling to get that good latch, reach out to your providers, reach out to lactation consultants so they can help you perfect that latch, and you can move on to have a very positive breastfeeding experience for both you and your baby. Here are some troubleshooting tips. If you are struggling with these positions or you're struggling with latch, that's okay. Breastfeeding is a learning experience for both you and your baby. Here are a few things to kind of test out to see if you can identify what's wrong. Number 1, if latching hurts, try a different breastfeeding position. Maybe a different position will help your baby latch on better and be more comfortable for you. 2, if you're experiencing a strong letdown where your baby's choking on the breast, they seem like they're gasping for air or they're puking a lot up, I highly recommend you try using that laid back position. Use a breastfeeding pillow or regular pillows at all times to help support your back and your arms and your wrists because your comfort matters too. Remember, sometimes it takes practice and patience and help to get it right. Never hesitate to test out different positions to see if something might work better for you. If you need the additional support, get it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, and you got this. Thank you so much for watching today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up so that more moms can have access to this free education, and subscribe for more breastfeeding and postpartum tips. I'm so happy to have you here today. Again, my name is Brittany, and this is my channel, Happy Latchers. Remember, you're doing an amazing job, and I'll see you in the next video.